DJ Trevino.
Hi, I'm Gracie Trevino.
Ricardo Trevino. Pedro Trevino.
Okay, welcome. My name is Samantha Trevino. I would like you all to sit and think, when was the last time you had breakfast, lunch, or maybe even dinner? Perhaps you ate with utensils, bread, or maybe even store tortillas. Maybe you felt like there was something missing. Personally, for me, every time I eat, I'm always eating with flour tortillas. So, according to Cheryl Atlers Jameson, a writer at NM Magazine, reported that flour tortillas are a tradition that has persisted in Hispanic families for centuries now. So, the steps to making flour tortillas go as follows. Step 1, gathering your ingredients. Step 2, mixing your ingredients. And Step 3, preparing the tortillas. And Step 4, cooking the tortillas. Step 1 is gathering the ingredients. We will need 1 cup of flour, half a teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/8 cup vegetable oil, and 1/8 cup of hot water. So, according to my June 16th personal interview with 15-year restaurant co-owner / cook Gracie Trevino, reports that when making tortillas, there is no true way to measure your ingredients. So step 2 is mixing. So first, we're going to need to put the flour. So you need to make sure you got a bowl big enough to make this. So you put your flour in, and when you put your baking powder and the salt, you don't really need, it doesn't matter which order they go. Those two aren't as big, but okay, so you get your salt. When you put your vegetable oil in, this is going to be the 4th ingredient you put in. When you put your vegetable oil in, that's when you need to start mixing, because it needs to turn into a soft, nice texture. That way when you add the water, it can turn into its dough. So, if you want to get a look in there, but it's starting to turn into like little clumps of balls. So, nice, soft. Alright, so then we add our 1/8 cup of hot water. So you add that, and you just gotta mix it until it turns into a dough. So you just gotta continue to knead it until it is a nice dough. Sometimes it takes a little longer. Okay, so that needs to sit in there for a good 5 to 10 minutes, but since we don't have time because we need to meet the requirements, I'm going to use one that I made earlier the exact same way. So here we have this one. After it's been sitting out, you can see that it's nice. The texture is perfect. Okay, so now that we have that, step 3 is preparing the tortillas. So we need to separate them into little balls. I would usually wash my hands, but so we don't have time. So we need to separate them into little balls like this. It depends on what size you're going to want them, but for this, we're just going to be doing like 5.5, 6-inch tortillas. So we need to roll them. We need to roll them using a rolling pin, or some prefer like plastic ones, but my mom uses a wooden one, so this is what we're using. So you need to roll them like this. If you want to get in, you can see that. Roll them like that. Okay, so now that we have them rolled, we just cook them. So now we need to cook it. So you just put it, and you need to have a comal, or a skillet, as you call them. Just place it nicely on there. You need to let it cook for a little bit until you can flip it. You gotta continue to flip until you'll start to see little bubbles. Start to see little bubbles. Oops. Well, it's okay. This one was sitting out for a little longer, so it's not a big deal. So you'll see them start to bubble up, which is good. It means it's cooking. Get their little marks. It's all good. And there you have it. You have a homemade flour tortilla. And that's pretty much the conclusion to it. So in conclusion, homemade flour tortillas are great for dipping, scooping, and wrapping just about any kind of food. Just remember the 4 easy steps of gathering your ingredients, mixing your ingredients, preparing the tortillas, and actually cooking the tortilla. According to the September 9, 2014 Houstonian newspaper article, producer Russell Van Cranberg reported that tortillas are known for their soft and rich flavor. So there you have it. That's how you make flour tortillas. So.
Pedro Trevino. Ricardo Trevino.
Gracie Trevino.
DJ Trevino.